You have this woman, that's, clearly in the auntie stage. She's highly impressed that a YN, as they saying today, pulled up on her. But I want to have this conversation about that because it's just, let's roll that.
Girl, I just had a YN come up to me in the parking lot after I got done grocery shopping, after I just been working out, after I've been doing all this stuff today, talking about, you're so pretty. What are you, 31? Boy, go ahead, stop. I said I'm closer to 50. He said, well, whoever he is, he's a lucky man. I know.
So now I'm going to talk about it from both perspectives. Let me speak about it more so from the YN, as y'all would say today. When I was a YN, I didn't want to talk to no woman her age. For what? I mean, I wanted to talk to women in the age group that I was in. In my 20s, I want to talk to women in my 20s. I ain't even think about 30s. I wanted to talk to, let's say, as long as they were in the 20 range, right? But I've never dated someone outside of my range or whatever. And the reason being, I like to have something more in common. Now, these YNs, as y'all say today, seem like they're looking for a mama. Because, and then what happens in those relationships, those older women are older women and go through things that older women go through, right? And these YNs don't even have the mental capacity to deal with that versus men in their age group, right? So a lot of times when they're dealing with the older women, they're going to end up messing with women, young women in their age group, and eventually leaving those older women for women in their age group. Why? Because they have something more in common. And if this woman's an older woman and got more in common with a YN, then she's childish. And that's the worst kind of woman to be around. Or man is an older man or older woman who has the mentality of a YN. You understand? Now, flip side, let's talk about the auntie over here, right? Why are you excited about a compliment? That should be nothing to you at this point, right? That's number one. Number two, if anything, you should be schooling that young man and say, I got a child your age, or I got my sister, my little young sister's your age, or whatever. And say, well, young man, what's going on with you? What's your last girlfriend, or something like that, and turn into a teachable moment, and say, no, you don't come talk to somebody your mama age, baby. You got to talk to them like that. No, I'm your mama age. I don't even entertain children like that. You say, but what's happened with you? Why don't you have a girlfriend? And put them on Front Street. But I've seen so many videos of these young men pulling up on these older women, and I'm like you got to be looking for a mama. Ain't no way when I was 20, 25, I'm looking to go talk to some woman my mama age. What is that? I don't want nobody my mama age. I could imagine if I were to sit up here like some of you YNs, as y'all say today, well, brought a woman my mama age to meet my mama. I could imagine the look she would have gave me and probably what she would have said to that woman. Oh, I could imagine. I can imagine my other aunties. I can imagine my grandmama and all them, because my grandma was alive at that time, both of them. I could imagine what they would say to me. But see, today, like I said, man, these young dudes today, they on something different, boy. They looking for mamas. Wow, now, let's flip on the flip side, right? Because let me say, let's talk about on the flip side. Usually young women that's 19, 20 is not really coming up to a man and saying certain things. That's really not what they do. But even at my age, if I couldn't in my right mind even think about somebody, I got a child that age, children within the young age group. My oldest child's 25. Why in the world would I want somebody, like, first of all, the mentality. When I talk to my children, they don't have my mentality. They don't have my experience. They don't have, nothing going on in relation to me. So how can I relate in that area of quote unquote love with someone that age? Unless, now, if you got a childish mentality, you could. And that says a lot about you having a childish mentality. One thing I can't stand, I think, like in my opinion, one thing I can't stand is a childish person, a childish older person. I have a lot of grace for people in their 20s. I really do, because I understand I was there at one point in time. But at my age now, or people within my age group, I don't have patience for a childish person. Because why didn't you grow up? You got this Peter Pan syndrome. You got some men that's trying to compete with 20. I mean, what look like competing with a 20-year-old? My son is 20. What I look like competing with someone his age? If I'm trying to compete or do something like my son, that means I failed as a man. I failed. My son is nowhere near where I'm at, and he shouldn't be. He's only 20. I wasn't where I'm at today too. You know, it's like what mentality do they like what mentality would a person have? It just don't make sense. So that's not really the flex you think. Some of y'all think that's a flex. That's not a flex you think it is. It says a lot about you. And you can't say, because some men like, oh well, the women, you know, some men like younger women. They got women that is quote unquote younger, that look quote unquote younger than your age group. And some of them could be, let's say, in their early or late 30s or something like that. They're still in their 30s. They're a little younger than you. But I don't know what you need extremely younger for. Now, I understand you want attractive, but what is that? What kind of mentality does that person have? Like I said, some men are childish and some women are childish. But this thing of these young men pulling up on these older women, you know, to me, it is looking for a mama. And what kind of mama they got not to go in on them for even entertaining that. That's what it says about y'all new mamas. Y'all new mamas should be shutting that down, right? But I guess